What if? How many times have you imagined your life with an entirely different story? An alternate story where you chased your wildest dreams, where you pursued your unbridled aspirations. An alternate story which almost always starts with a tantalizing what if? What if I tell you that such an alternate story to your life really exists? What if I tell you that the decision to grab the first opportunity opens the door to new possibilities? Just like many children from a middle class family in India, I too followed the fail safe recipe of an engineering and an MBA degree. During my MBA, for the campus placements by Amazon, I wanted to stand out. An online course, a project, or anything that would set me apart from the rest of the applicants and give me a chance to crack it. The search got me into a different space altogether of international leadership programs and fellowships. Trust me, I was surprised at the number of avenues that existed for youth out there. Why didn't I even know about these before? After a few unsuccessful applications for various programs, I finally got into the initial phase of the Kechtel Youth Leadership Program based out of Atlanta, USA. I was so happy I could put such a differentiating factor into my resume for Amazon. And I did crack my dream job at Amazon. But I pursued the year long online leadership program for Kechtel as well. After 1 year, I was one of the 27 youth selected from across the world to be part of a week long leadership conference at Atlanta. Even at this point, I was not able to understand how can this opportunity create any difference in my life? Through visa processing, explaining the situation at work, convincing my family about the travel, there were these moments where I felt, is it even worth all the trouble? But I let the domino take its course and finally take me to Atlanta. This was my first ever international event. It was a fully funded program, and all I had to do was travel over to Atlanta. It felt surreal, and the experience I got there was beyond what I had imagined. I met leaders like Martin Luther King III. I met his young daughter who already had a vision to make a change in this world. I met other youth leaders who came in from different parts of the world just like me. I was interacting with colleagues who were change makers, an entrepreneur of the year from South Africa, Peace Corps, advocates of hygiene, mental health, humanity and inclusion, global policy. There was this moment while I was sharing the room with these young leaders when I felt, what am I even doing here? How did I get here? And then a second thought came in. What if? What if I could do something beyond my corporate work? What if I could aspire to make a dent in this universe? Until then, the terms change making and social impact were just fancy words meant for someone else. But sitting in that room with highly driven young people, I started to believe that maybe it is possible to aspire and dream beyond the realities I had set for myself. One thing led to the other. I returned with a clarity to step out of my comfort zone and pursue social entrepreneurship. I co founded an organization, Avasar Shala, which connects thousands of children with aspirational opportunities that may potentially change their life. Kechtel Youth Leadership Program was just the beginning for me. Today, I have been part of numerous fellowships and international leadership programs like Vital Voices Grow Fellowship, We Do Changemakers Asian Rising Star. I am an Indian ambassador for Digital Grassroots Program, Youth Internet Governance Forum India Fellow, recipient of Eastern Bhumika Iconic Women of 2020 Award, Top 10 Social Innovators and People's Choice Awardee at Youth Collab. My work has been recognized as one of the top 10 technology-driven innovation trends of 2020 by Bridge for Billions and among top 30 most inspiring digital innovations at Parthos, Netherlands. From a person who was satisfied to live within a self-constructed bubble, now I totally wiped away all boundaries for myself. And it all started with one single opportunity. That single decision to try a new experience has opened the door to an alternate story of my life. I realize that many of us are too busy designing a life following fail-proof paths right from our childhood. Seeing how much an opportunity has changed my life, I try to make sure children around me get access to their first opportunities. We connected a class 6 student to her first international STEM and innovations program where she became a finalist. Now she's actively participating in various similar programs, gaining immense exposure and picking up lessons on design thinking and whatnot. We have been able to connect many children with such aspirational opportunities like international essay competitions, national level music competitions, dance fellowships, junior football league experiences, quizzes, Olympiads, international arts exhibitions, and so on. Recently, we could also function as India outreach partners for Youth Forum Switzerland's Global Changemakers project. We could ensure more than 4,000 children were given awareness on UN SDG goals, and selected children across India also get to be part of this international leadership program. What started as an attempt to help 10 or 20 children has now gone up to the scale of thousands. I feel it is important to pave the way for children to grab on to their first opportunity early on in life, to make it a practice to dream, what if, and strive to make it a reality. This opportunity can be anything. It was a stepping stone into change making and social leadership for me. It could be your first step into arts or dramatics or sports. It could help you advance in science or innovation, philanthropy, community management, entrepreneurship, anything. Quoting my professor at college, I am that idiot who decided to leave a very comfortable job to pursue a road not taken. If I hadn't taken that leap to experience what an international leadership program holds, nothing would have changed in my life. Letting go of an opportunity is so easy. You may not even realize what you just did. But mustering the courage to grab one and follow through with conviction makes a huge difference. If you would take back anything from my story, it should be that motivation to step in and take charge of the story of your life. Stop being a spectator and be the scriptwriter. Now, I will leave you with my secret recipe to make most of the opportunities that come your way. It is tried and tested, and I promise this formula won't fail you. I simply call it the ABC of opportunities. A. Be authentic. No matter what you do, let your original self shine through. I started getting through to many avenues I aspired for only when I shed all inhibitions to bear my real self and let people see my authentic self. I am who I am. B. Start from the base. Small opportunities lead you to big ones. No experience is negligible. Your presence in smaller avenues builds your credibility to be part of bigger opportunities. C. Consistency is the key. For my personal and professional growth opportunities, I count more than 187 attempts and applications in the last year. I was successful only in a few, but I consistently keep trying. Now you have my secret recipe. But let me tell you the biggest secret when it comes to opportunities. Not many dare to give it a try. When opportunity knocks, A huge majority believes it is a waste of time and moves on with their life. The biggest difference your story and the alternate story you imagine lies within that decision to take the leap and open doors to new possibilities. Given to the tantalizing possibilities of a what if. Thank you.